Fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurtville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live for another live chat. I did not go live yesterday for the reflections video, so we can cover a little bit of that when we come on today, this morning. I'll probably do another live chat later on today, depends on how my work day goes. So, you know the motto is hurry up and wait. So we'll see if I can get a good live in for you guys then. When you guys come in, hit that like button, please. And I want to talk to you guys about Vanis Matisse 19. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. And Vanis Matisse, man, good fighter. I think if anybody liked the Mexican style, you would have liked Vanis Matisse. Check out some of his videos, his highlights. They call him the Nightmare because he didn't mess around. He wanted to fight. He came to fight. He was one of the ones that liked to trade. That's why the Gennady Golovkin fight was so devastating. Because, I mean, anybody that knows Gennady Golovkin, if you come to fight, that's what he's there for. You know what I mean? And you got to be one hell of a fighter to get in there and mix it up with him. But no, Vanis, he was a cool guy, man. I mean, he was a guy that likes to fight. He didn't like boxers. Him and Erislandy Lara had a rivalry. They had a saga. They fought twice. First fight was a draw. Second fight, I want to say it was a split decision. But, he fought a lot of guys. He fought Jermell Charlo. He fought another slick boxer, which is Demetrius Andrade. So, yeah, it's crazy. And he was young, man. That guy was 39. He wasn't even 40. So you have fighters that are coming back into the sport of boxing in their 40s. He didn't even make it to his 40s. 39, man, that's young. That's young, man, and it's unfortunate. Really unfortunate, but I just getting a good workout in, finishing it off actually. So where we at, peoples? How did you guys enjoy the fight? Did you guys see the fights? I think the fight of the night, Devin wasn't the Devin Haney fight, but Devin Haney showed he had those bowls. I got a video coming about Mr. Haney today, which if you guys are a fan of Devin Haney, you should like. David Benavidez, man. David may have acclimated to 175, and because I seen how he was able to catch Anthony Yarde with those shots, and not every shot has to knock you out. You know what I mean? You can get caught with shots that cut you. You don't have to have the hardest punching. You know what I mean? If your shots chop, if they chop, they can do some business, some damage, and bro, David showed Anthony Yarde the business, and Anthony Yarde, he's been in there with some tough customers. So, but nonetheless, I don't know, and I don't want to say he's shot because I've heard that. I've seen, that Anthony Yarde was shot when he went in there. He just was in there with a Mexican man. You know what I mean? David Benavidez, bro, those punches looked like they had some thump to them, and on top of the thump, the speed was there. So, that was a good thing to see. But nonetheless, man, he did a good job. However, that doesn't mean I'm not disappointed in the situation or the decision for him to go to cruiserweight, because I'm like, you just got to light heavy, really. You know what I mean? And it's just it's just too convenient for him to just, hey, you know, I'm gonna in fact go to cruiserweight now. You know, you haven't fought a champion there yet. You know what I mean? And you would think you would want to unify. And I heard a colleague say, oh, well, those guys have got quiet. Well, you know, I don't know how quiet they've gotten. I would like to cease call-outs, you know, but I just find it strange that people forget that the whole plan was to fight Artur Beterbiev. Remember that? Now all of a sudden, that's not the plan. I kind of just started a little, so I'll be back soon after I go to the bathroom. Okay? All right? But no, man, I think that Benavidez should stay and fight those other monsters, man. You gotta, you know, you beat Anthony Yard. I mean, that was good and all, but Anthony was never a champion. You know what I mean? Alexander Volsnik is a former champion. He wasn't champion when he fought him. The belt that David Benavidez has was the belt that they stripped from Dmitry Bivol. You know? That's why shout out to Fabio Wardley, man. Fabio Wardley wanted to fight for that belt. He didn't want it just given to him. So they give you a belt at 175. And then you take the belt. I guess you defend it once, and then you leave. 175 is the division because those are the best fighters. Those are the best fighters in the world at 175. He needs to fight Benavidez, Beterbiev, and Bivol first. He's not. That's the point. That's the whole point. He's not fighting these guys. And then you got to ask yourself why. And we know the reason why. Because there's a good chance that he may not come out of those fights victorious. Now, I'm not saying that David is not a good fighter. I'm just saying I don't think that he's fought the higher echelon in the division. Especially when a belt is given to you. Uh-oh. So if a belt is given to you, right, the first thing you want to do is defend the belt. You wouldn't want a belt given to you and you really haven't earned it. And I don't think that he has. You know, I just think that he was given an opportunity. He was given a belt by the crooked WBC. You know how I feel about the WBC as of late. So, who else fought on that card that I can remember? The final boss, Lucamora. Bivol dropped the BBC belt to avoid the Mexican monster. There isn't anyone at light heavyweight who can cause him problems outside of Beterbiev and Bivol, who don't want any part of David. Well, I mean, that's the point. He ain't fought Bivol and he ain't fought Beterbiev, and you're wrong. He did not drop the belt. They stripped it from him because they didn't want to support Russia. You don't remember when Mauricio Suleiman was talking all that shit about, no, we would not support this. You'll have to. And when was the last time he stripped anyone? Don't worry, I'll send the link to you. since you don't really know or not in the know about what's going on with that. No way Benavidez, even at 42, will knock Monster out guaranteed. You know, hey, but then again, it made you look at Benavidez though. You don't want to get beat, but you don't want to get beat by him, so don't fight him. Because if he loses to Benavidez, first thing people are gonna say is David got beat by a 40-year-old. But I mean, you know, fighting Anthony Yarde is not the best thing that you can do in the division. But I mean, I guess so. If he plans on going to cruiserweight, he's running, bro. And the fact is, he's doing the same thing that Zerto did. Zerto fought Bivol. He got his ass whooped. He ran because there was no way he was going to fight Benavidez. Because he would have got the same thing. He would have probably got knocked out by Benavidez because he's not a guy that likes to move. And if you can't move against Benavidez, he's going to beat you senseless. Guaranteed. Tough as old boots. Well, think about people that can move that was successful with Benavidez. Bivol could move. Yarde could move. But he beat them both. Bivol sure came back and beat him on the second fight, but at the same time, if you don't have legs and you can't get away from them huge shots, because what he's gonna do, he's gonna trample you and he's gonna bombard you and he's going to, what do bears do? What do bears do? Maul you. Yeah, there you go. He's gonna maul you with shots. And they don't have to hit. And then he knows he believes in his power, and that's the way that you're supposed to use your power. Use it in a way that it can't be ignored. See, that what makes Artur dangerous is he don't have to hit you with a flush shot. He can hit you with short punches with your guard up. You're blocking these shits, and it don't matter because he's still throwing a volume of these hard-ass shots, and these hard-ass shots are breaking through your guard, or they're making your guard hit your own face. Look at Bivol's face in both fights. He looked like he had gotten mauled by a bear. And in fact, he did, a human bear. And his name is Artur Benavidez. And David didn't want no part of that because, see, David has his arms up. And I think he could give Artur some problems with that fast hand speed. But I don't think his footwork is like that. I think he's a guy that throws fast combinations. But at the same time, if he gets hit with something, it's going to be similar to Cal Smith. Benavidez had Usyk down twice. Well, and keep in mind, I mean, that's when they were in the amateurs, but Benavidez knew, I can hurt this Ukrainian cat. Them guys went to war, bro. That was Russia versus Ukraine pre-fight. What's up with people calling Bivol a wife beater? Any truth to that? No, man. That's what the chick said that he did, but that didn't happen. The truth of the matter is, Bivol was training out away from home, and I think she caught wind of him cheating. I think he was cheating. I think he was stepping out on her. You know what I mean? Or all that. But beating her up, no, that's untrue. That hasn't been the thing. You call a wife beater? No. That's just Luka Mora protecting David Benavidez because he likes David Benavidez. So you know how some people, they can't like someone and then like someone else. They got to like someone and then hate on the other person. Bivol's not beating anybody. He was not doing any of that. Best fighter at the moment is Jesse Rodriguez, Bam Bam. He's fighting real life fighters, not ducking. Yeah, that was a good fight too, man. He punished that dude. I'm glad they stopped it though. I'm glad they eventually stopped it because those are the type of fights where fighters get hurt. Because he was giving him a boxing beating. That's what you call a boxing beating. Kurt, why would David jump to cruiser instead of targeting Bivol? Am I missing something? He's scared. And if he's not, look, if it's not him, it's his people. If it's not him, it's his people. He's scared. There's, you know what I mean? Or his people don't want him to get beat. Remember, this is an undefeated guy. David is an undefeated fighter. Whenever you have an undefeated fighter past 30 wins, you have politics involved, especially when you know that this guy can be marketable and you can put this guy in bigger fights. That's why they're trying to Zerto fight. For one, it's safe. For two, it may gross more money because Mexicans show up and show out. They show up and show out. Bivol's wife is a backstabber. She's a piece of shit. Bivol's wife is a piece of shit. She is a piece of shit. I told people that. I've done a couple videos on her. And here's the thing. When they found out, she was saying that, oh, he wasn't giving me money and this and that and the other. But then yet she's on the beach with some other chick. I mean, some other dude, you know, going on vacation. How can you go on vacation and where the hell is the kids at? Did you see them? No. She was so happy when Artur beat Bivol. And I was happy because it was a close fight. But I wasn't because I know she was the one. Yes. Bivol's wife is a domestic abuse survivor victim. Okay. You know, domestic violence is a bad thing. It's not a good thing. But I'm going to tell you what's worse than a domestic violence case is a false domestic violence case. See, you don't know how many times women use their gender to make false claims on men, when in fact they are the ones that are the abused. But men don't supposed to turn that in because we're men. So if a chick hits you and slaps you upside your head and makes your eardrums ring, you know what I mean? The man element of you don't supposed to do nothing back. People are getting sick of that shit. You're seeing it on the internet because you got a lot of women that think, oh, I can just do whatever I want because I'm a woman and I can abuse him and I can run behind him and I can kick him, I can slap him, I can scratch him, I can stab him. You know, a lot of times these dudes end up getting shot. Now, for the woman beaters, there are some woman beaters out there. But understand, there's a percentage of women that are liars. And you think about it. Dmitry Bivol, an undefeated fighter that stays away, training in camp to perfect his body, to go to battle, in war, in the ring. And then he was doing his thing. Then I think she caught him, and then all of a sudden he's everything but a child of God. Facts, Kurt, I can see the play. They're trying to make him the next Canelo. And here's the thing, people. Let me tell you something. Canelo. He is a perfect example, isn't he? Why? Why is he a perfect example? He's a perfect example because all that shit that David Benavidez talked about Canelo. Oh, Canelo don't want to fight me. He don't want to fight me. He don't want to hear. We're in the same weight class. We won't know he fight me. Yeah, he's ducking. That might have been true. However, it doesn't warrant you doing the same shit Canelo did. The same shit Canelo did, he's doing. You go to so you leave 168 and go to 175 to make your own legacy, only to do the same shit that Canelo did to you. You know what I mean? That's all that is. That's it. And that belt you didn't earn, okay? And you didn't earn that belt. You go do what? You fight Anthony Yard, a guy that's been whooped 3 or 4 times, and you think that's all I need to do. Now let's move on. Why are we moving on? Why are we moving on? Nothing more than a woman scorned. There are a lot of controlling, narcissistic women who play games. I run into too many, I believe, Bivol's wife too detailed in her reports. Well, so, you know what? I seen those reports. Luca, I seen those reports. And what she said was, she said first, he hit me. Oh, he hit me. He struck me. He did this and did that. But you seen the footage, right? The footage is her running after him, trying to grab him and snatch him and pull him back. That sounds like somebody that was trying to leave you because they were cheating on you and you didn't want him to go. So what did she do after that? She put her kids in it. Piece of shit. You don't put your kids in your own business. And they're young kids too. And she had her young kids on the internet saying shit. Kurt, is Mason ready for unification? Was his performance enough to beat the other champions? It depends. Who are the other champions? Who's the champions at 135 now? Because I don't know. I mean, because everybody has left. Haney's left. Garcia's left. Garcia's fighting Mario Barrios. Lomachenko's retired. He's thinking about coming back, but I don't want him to come back. He should stay at home. You know what I mean? Because it's only going to go downhill from that, because you don't win decisions, Lomachenko. You can't get a decision in favor of yourself. So why are you still trying? He should just be a coach or just spar, you know? Shit, or fight Jake Paul. I'm not waiting around for anyone anymore. David Benavidez after yard fight. I mean, what do you mean I'm not waiting? You just got there. And you're talking about I'm not waiting for nobody. But don't you find it strange that he had a fight or damn near a verbal agreement to fight Artur Beterbiev, then all of a sudden that went away? You know what I mean? Then he started talking about Zurdo. I'm like, what? Zurdo? Zurdo's at 200 pounds. He's at cruiserweight. So why are you talking about Zurdo? Then it's like, okay. Then Zurdo, with his, I don't like Zurdo Ramirez. I'm going to tell you, I don't like him. I don't like Zurdo. I just don't like him. I think Zurdo is a guy that he was underrated when he came to top rank. Big dude, you know what I mean? Kind of slow, flat-footed, typical Mexican fighter. But then it's like, what did he do? He fought a lot of people. He beat some guys. He has a good resume. But then you got beat by Bivol, and after that you left. Okay, then you went to cruiserweight. You got to cruiserweight, and what did you do at cruiserweight? Not jack shit. He didn't do anything at cruiserweight. You beat Dorticos. Who ain't beat Dorticos? Kurt, David recently said he wants Beterbiev or Bivol after yard. Then he pulls this. I think it's the network or his team. It's Al Heyman. Because Al Heyman knows I don't have too many fighters left in this game. Al Heyman's becoming like the new Don King. That's right, I said it. He's coming like the new Don King. It should be David Benavidez unifying the light heavyweight. And he should, but he's not. So what do? I'm going to skip the tough fights. So then I'm going to leave to fight someone easier. Who would you rather fight if you're David Benavidez? Would it be Zurdo at 200, Mr. Slow, Flat, Cement Feet? Or would you want to fight Bivol, fucking Bruce Lee in boxing gloves, or Artur Beterbiev, the human bear? Who would you fight? You would fight Zurdo's big slow ass. So he can box circles around him. He's going to box. He's going to punish him. And everybody's going to think, oh, man, he's a badass at cruiserweight. No, you just fought the easier opponent. Because that same opponent was at 175, and he got his ass whooped too when he tasted some of those badasses at 175. Now, he didn't like it, so he left. David is just smarter. He's like, look, I ain't doing what Zurdo did. I'm going to take my ass to cruiserweight, where no fucking body's at besides the one guy that everybody's avoided, Jaya Pataya. Jaya Pataya is one of those cats that, no, I ain't fucking with him, but I'm going to fight the other guy. Zurdo is the other guy. You guys ever seen The Other Guys, the movie? Samuel L. Jackson, The Rock, Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg. Remember that? You know, you got the heroes, then you got the jokesters, then you got the other guys. That's Zurdo Ramirez. He's the other guy. David's going to fight the other guy because the other guy is the guy to beat. That's the guy to fight because that's the guy that holds a less challenge, a less risk. He knows what he's doing. Al Heyman knows what he's doing. I miss the prime Don King back in the 2000s. Yeah, he had all those fights. He had a lot of good fights. The books _vision 2020 said hi. Counterpunch to you. I think Callum Smith would be a good if he can't beat Bivol or can't if he can't look. And like if he's serious about his career, like legacy, he would have fought those guys. He ain't. That's it. He's doing it he's trying to get a little money, which is nothing wrong with that. But for him to leave a whole division where you haven't went anywhere in that division is criminal. It's unacceptable. Have you ever seen corn in your man? Shut up. Just shut up. Go away. Go away with that bullshit. Yeah. But anyway, no, not him. Damn. Yeah, that was him, wasn't it? Okay. But anyway, but no, man, I think that David threw me off with that bullshit. David Benavidez, he should have fought. He should have done more in the division. So you can't talk about Canelo anymore because you did the same shit. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be the guy that wants to fight everybody. And then he went from that, he was headstrong, and all of a sudden he changed. That meant somebody stepped in and told him, look, David, you ain't fighting Bivol because there's no guarantee you're going to beat Bivol. You're not fighting. In the last I heard, didn't Bivol just have a damn back surgery? So it was Artur. So you were going to fight Artur to earn the belt that you have, which I have no problem with that, because if he would have fought and beat Artur Beterbiev, I don't give a shit how old he is, because a guy like that has a clean lifestyle, age is stretched. Father Time is undefeated, but Father Time can be prolonged based on the way you live your life. And Artur Beterbiev is a guy that lived his life right, so he's a guy that can fight longer than the rest of these guys. These guys that go after these fights and party and drink champagne and slam broads and do whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah, that hard living, that fast life, that party life, that's going to cause you to decrease your lifespan, especially for boxing, okay? Quad Life, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. So, yeah, man, I just think overall, David did a bad move. But it was smart. It was a smart business move because Zurdo Ramirez would lose. He lost to Bivol anyway. He would have been knocked out by Beterbiev, right? So who would you rather fight? That's it. Man, I got to get out of here, man. So got to get ready for work. I will see you guys later on another live stream. Until then, everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.